Look at the pump right now. No, seriously, look at it. You filled up your truck last Tuesday. One price. Today, that same gallon is $1 more. You didn't get a raise this week. No one called you. No letter showed up in the mail. But someone just reached into your wallet and took cash out. And the reason why is something most Americans have never even heard of. You think a war in Iran is a foreign policy thing, something happening over there, something that doesn't touch you. If you live in Ohio, Texas, Florida, or anywhere in between, that war is already hitting your gas tank, your grocery bill, your mortgage, and your 401k right now. Here's what's actually happening. Military tensions between the US, Israel, and Iran have intensified, and markets reacted immediately. The Strait of Hormuz, a narrow strip of water between Iran and Oman. Most Americans couldn't find it on a map, but it is the most important choke point for oil on the planet. 20 million barrels pass through that strait every single day. That's 1/5 of the world's oil, and there is no backup plan, no excess capacity anywhere that can replace it if it goes dark. If that strait closes, prices don't rise slowly. They jump overnight. And when that happens, nobody sends you a warning. No tankers moving, no oil supply. No oil supply, higher fuel prices. And higher fuel prices, that hits everything. Everything you buy moved on a truck. Every truck runs on diesel. Diesel is up 50%. Your food didn't get expensive by accident. This is the invisible tax. Nobody voted on it. Nobody warned you about it. You've seen gas prices rise before. This isn't that. The OECD is now projecting US inflation will hit 4.2% this year, almost double what it was in 2025. Canalists calculated that if oil prices stay around $100 a barrel, the higher gas prices will wipe out most Americans' entire tax refund this year. Let that sink in. You were expecting maybe $800, maybe $1,200. It's already gone. That refund never stood a chance, not to the IRS, not to a bill. It just disappeared into higher prices. That's real money out of real pockets, and the war didn't even touch American soil to do it. The average interest rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage has climbed a full half point since tensions escalated. For someone buying a $300,000 home, that half point is roughly $100 more every single month. That's $100 extra every month for 30 years. That's $36,000 gone for the same house. The Fed is stuck. One of their governors, Christopher Waller, said publicly he wanted to cut rates to give Americans breathing room, but the Iran conflict changed his mind. With oil prices high, inflation is now the bigger threat. So instead of rates going down, the Fed might actually have to raise them. That slows the whole economy down. Less hiring, less spending, less everything. That's the spiral. And once it starts, it's hard to stop. That's how a conflict in the Middle East becomes a Tuesday morning problem for a family in Columbus, Ohio. Here's the part nobody talks about. 30% of global fertilizer moves through that same strait. No fertilizer, expensive farming. Expensive farming, expensive food. The next price spike, it's already locked in. Farmers are planting right now. So in the coming months, when you see the price of bread, pasta, and produce tick up even more, it's not just the trucking cost. It's the fact that conflict choked off the very chemicals needed to grow the crop in the first place. The global food system and the global oil system are wired together in ways most of us were never taught in school. That's the real story here. Not one number on one screen, but the invisible web connecting a narrow strip of water in the Persian Gulf to the cereal aisle in your local Kroger. You've been watching headlines about Iran all week. The military stuff, The geopolitics, the missile strikes. Maybe it felt distant. Maybe it felt like something on the other side of the world that had nothing to do with you. But the truth is, it's already in your budget. It's already at your pump, in your grocery cart, in your mortgage, in your retirement account. Economists say the longer this lasts, the more significant the shock becomes, and nobody can tell you how long it lasts. What you can do right now, tonight, is understand what's actually happening, because an informed American is a prepared one. This isn't random, it's a system, and right now, you're paying for it, whether you realize it or not. If this gave you a clearer picture of how the global economy connects to your kitchen table, share it with one person who's been stressed about prices lately. They deserve to understand why it's happening. Drop a comment below and tell me, did you notice prices changing near you this month? Have you felt this at the pump or the grocery store? I read every single one. And if you want to keep going deeper, hit subscribe.